what does this verdict mean, and what are the chances that this case, Ajmal Amir Kasab's case, will not go the Afzal Guru way? Already, it's taken 2.5 years for the High Court to confirm this death sentence. Let's go across now to our panel of guests who are joining us on the show tonight. From Mumbai, we're joined by Mahesh Jethmalani, senior lawyer and member of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Abbas Kazmi, he's a senior criminal lawyer and the first lawyer that Ajmal Amir Kasab had in the trial court. And YP Singh is a former IPS officer, now a lawyer. Let me start with you, Mahesh Jethmalani. The victims and the relatives of victims of 26/11 attacks are saying that it's already taken inordinately long for this judicial process to come through, at least till this stage. And even now, there is still more of this process left. Kasab can move to Supreme Court and then potentially a presidential pardon as well. Surely there must be some way to expedite this process. All right, Mahesh Jethmalani, if you can't hear me, can I go to Abbas Kazmi if you can hear me, sir? What the victims are saying,
I can hear you very
what the
well.
victims are saying that already it's taken 2.5 years.
I have very well understood the question.
Yeah.
See, here the question of inordinate delay is, the victims, we can, sympathize with the feelings of the victims. But the most important thing is that the procedure has to be completed. And frankly speaking, if you look the way this trial has proceeded, no trial has been so expeditiously reached to a conclusion. Even in the trial, around 654 witnesses were examined within a span of 6 to 7, 8 months. That's a remarkable achievement. And similarly, the appeal and the confirmation, which usually takes 2 to 3 more years, but we can see that within 1.5 years, even the appeal has been disposed of. So frankly speaking, we are moving into a right direction, and very expeditiously the trial is, and the entire case is being moved. And I can, assume that even the Supreme Court will take up the matter on preference basis, because, the public sentiments and feelings are attached to this.
That's right.
So I think people will have to, the victims will have to keep patience.
Why be saying, as a former IPS officer and now a lawyer, what can be done to expedite this process? Abbas Kazmi there is of the opinion that this whole trial and the subsequent confirmation by the High Court has actually, if you look at it in a terror case, been done in record time. But the victims and the relatives of victims of those who've suffered in the 26/11 attacks are saying that it's still too inordinately long, and we can surely empathize with them. Can something be done to assuage that concern?
I think Mumbai police has already faltered in this entire process of trial, because they came out with excessively large evidence which was redundant to the trial, and since it was incorporated in the proceedings, accordingly these things had to be examined by the lower court and also by the appellate court. In fact, it's a rule in police that if a case can be proved by, say, X number of documents, there's no need to put up 10x documents. Something like Kasab and a conspiracy would have sufficed for his conviction. Now that the High Court has examined certain things, and if he goes to the Supreme Court, the fault has already done by the police at the basic level, and I think all these matters will again have to be examined by the Supreme Court, because the High Court itself took almost 3-4 months to go through the entire trial process. I think Supreme Court can't really cut it down. So already I think enough damage has been done by the non-application of mine by the cops.
Okay.
And perhaps they may try to undo it, but they can do it very partially.